Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy Nick, and today we are reacting to I've never seen a star get ignored like this. Before we get into it, man, y'all miss me, man. Y'all miss the kid, man. I'm finally back. I just had to take time, think over the content that I wanted to make for y'all this year. Happy New Year and all that. You feel what I'm saying? But let's get straight into this video.
Has a long history of predicting its next stars and then being horribly wrong. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was picked 11th. Giannis went 15th. Jokic was a second rounder taken during a Taco Bell ad.
It's still crazy to think like how these players actually grind to get to the spot that they are at now. Like Jokic getting picked in the second round. Nobody ever thought that this dude was going to be the best player in the league. Same with Shai, same with Giannis. Like, these players really develop themselves. And salute to the coaching staffs, the team around them that help develop them even more.
And now, pick number 16 of the 2023 draft, Keyonte George, is showing us just how wrong scouts can be again. In the last 9 games, Keyonte is averaging 30.8 points, 7 assists, and 5.2 rebounds per game, not only spiking him into all-star consideration, but the best part, Keyonte George just turned 22 years old. This is not just a hot start. The signs
boy cold though. Like, I've been knowing about him since he was at Baylor and all that. He's cold. I went to the summer league, seen him play. He's tough. Like, and then he just dropped 43 on N the other night. I think it was, yeah, the other night. And they beat the Timberwolves. He's cold. Like, he knows how to create a shot. He's a shifty 6'4" guard. Know how to create a shot. A little bit athletic. Like, he's tough.
For this explosion have been in front of our faces before Keyonte ever stepped onto an NBA court. So our question today is, how did the league mess up this badly? Because you may be thinking, a 9-game stretch is nice, but how about Keyonte's full season numbers? Well, here he is in year 3 compared to year 3 Shai, Steph, Russ, and Harden. As we can see, Keyonte George is leading this group in scoring, is second in assists, and third in rebounds. Are we in a more fast-paced era? Yes. But we have to admit, Keyonte's numbers next to 4 MVPs look absurdly impressive, especially when we consider that when it comes.
But also though, out of those players on the list, does he have the most opportunity out of all of them? Yes. He's on Utah. He's the main guy that got create a shot on the team outside Lauri Markkanen, Bryce Sensabaugh, and all them over there. He's the main guy that got create a shot since he got there. So out of all those people on the list, they didn't have to do that. They weren't one of the main players on the team, except for Steph. Steph was, but he was getting hurt and all that. But they weren't looked at as the main guys to be able to step up and score. Keyonte actually had to step up and score for the team to get wins.
To players taking the leap, there are always 3 noticeable changes we see as they rise to stars. Change number 1 is shooting efficiency. And in his first 2 seasons, Keyonte George shot under 40% from the field. Not good, he was seen as an inefficient chucker. But now, he's gliding to the rim. He's draining threes from everywhere, he's moving off the ball, and his true shooting percentage of 61.3% is only slightly behind Wemby and is actually better than Luka Doncic. Now, that's not saying that he is Luka Doncic. What it is saying is that Keyonte is now producing at a level where the Jazz feel comfortable building the offense around him. So,
Justin Jefferson! Also, I feel like what's common in these players taking that leap, they improve their shot. They improve how they get to their spots. They understand the game more as they get into the league and play more years and get more experience, especially playing behind veterans and all that stuff. Like, he's cold. He know how to create a shot and all that, but he has had time to develop and hasn't had his name called on. You know what I mean? But yeah.
comparisons on the table, what exactly scared teams into letting Keyonte slip to pick number 16? Well, in high school, Keyonte was a top 10 recruit who had the chance to be a top 5 pick if he produced. And at Baylor, on the surface, the talent to be a future all-star even appeared to be there. When Keyonte was in the zone, he was dropping 20 points with ease as his shot making just looked different. He was named Big 12 Rookie of the Year, but leaving college, two massive problems were plaguing him. The first was scouts were really labeling him as a potential inefficient gunner. Keyonte was able to get any shot he wanted. He was very creative, but he made just 37.6% of his shots in college, a big time red flag. He also averaged just 2.8 assists per game as his natural position was shooting guard, but in the NBA, that didn't look like it would work. So scouts also questioned his size. They questioned if he could transition over to the point guard spot. The fear wasn't, can he score? It was, can he run an offense in the NBA if he's never run one before? And as we know, if teams don't know what position you're going to play in the league, that can be an NBA draft death sentence. Only for Keyonte George, it turned out that the biggest flaw scouts saw in him would soon become his biggest strength. But before we continue, I will admit, I am always looking for the best ticket prices for scouts. From Geek Half of 10. Today's had a very interesting phone lock screen. Not a celebration picture, but a list. As we can see, Keyonte was reminding himself of the weaknesses that scouts were judging him by. Athleticism, 3-point consistency.
Hey, and that's crazy motivation right there. Like, every time you open your phone, you see that. Like, that's crazy motivation. Man, I'm going to the court instantly. I open my phone, look at the time, and I see that. Man, what?
Shot selection and passing / turnovers. Yup, it turned out falling in the draft was the best thing that could have ever happened to him because it lit a fire in him. Now I mentioned
prove them doubters wrong, boy. Prove them doubters wrong. Show, and he's for sure showing it.
Before, when a player takes a leap, we can see 3 noticeable changes. Change 1 was the efficiency in his scoring, but now let's talk about change 2, Keyonte's playmaking. He was a shooting guard his entire life, but this season, Keyonte George is already 13th in the NBA in assists per game with 6.8. He is doing what scouts never believed he could do, running an offense, and we have seen his assist numbers noticeably improve year after year. Already great, but get this. The most assists per game Kyrie Irving has had in a season was 6.9. For Shea, that career high is this season with 6.4. The point being here, score-first guards aren't supposed to take this much of a leap in playmaking, but Keyonte is actually overperforming. He is proving through a tireless work ethic and film study that you really can grow into a point guard if the baseline ability is there. We see this in the game tape. Here against the Pistons, the defense jumps out on a 3-point attempt, and instead of throwing up a tough shot, Keyonte feeds Nurkic for an easy layup. This only works because on this pick and roll, Keyonte shows us he's more than willing to step into that 3 and knock it down. Now, on a similar play later in the game, Keyonte is patient. He sees Lowry's defender help, and then he hits with a fake pass and feeds Lowry for an open 3. This is the kind of progression you want to see from a player who is not a natural point guard. And now, down 3 late, Keyonte gets crowded. He needs to make a play, and he does have a shot, but instead, he finds a more open corner shooter. The point we have to take in here is that Keyonte's scoring is what sets him apart, but because he's a threat from anywhere, just making the right play is what unlocks.
In fact, him creating his own shot and being a threat to do that, it opens up the floor way more for his teammates to get open. And like, we've seen it with Ant. The video that I uploaded last month, like, we were talking about how he needs to improve on his playmaking and his vision, because both of them are able to create their shots. It's just a matter of when you're getting doubled, who are you going to pass it to, and how much IQ and vision do you have? And Keyonte for sure is developing that and is improving on that, and it's showing this year for sure.
His team's offense to its full potential. But speaking of scoring, tie game, shot clock off.
Gotta get a good one here. Jazz can win with a bucket. Keyonte splits in the paint. Got it! Got it! Keyonte with 2.1 to play against the beast
And this game winner shows us the third change in Keontae's play. I would also say the most impressive change. He's becoming immune to pressure. If you are going to be the best player, the best scorer on any team, you are going to have your
He had that and 1 3 against Orlando too.
name near the top of the scouting
No, it wasn't and 1. No, it was, yeah.
report, which means you need to be able to score in any situation against the other team's best perimeter defender, which makes what Keontae is doing that much more impressive. Everywhere on the stat sheet, he is improving. Keontae is taking the ball to the rim with so much more confidence, and he's making over 3 more free throws a game this year, which ranks him 7th in the league in free throws made per game, and he's shooting over 90% on his free throws, which is crazy, but it gets better. His 3-point shooting is up, and so is his percentage at the rim. This season, Keontae is shooting 75.6% at the basket, compared to last year where he shot just 62.7%. Defenses are hounding him. They are treating him like a star, but it doesn't matter. He is making shots with hands in his face anyway. And at this point, I really think we are looking at an early rise to stardom. Everywhere we look, we see a real origin story of a man who is going to make his mark on this league. The only question is, what is Keontae George's limit? And there we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's
W video by Mike. That boy Mike. You dig what I'm saying? All I gotta say, Utah, y'all better pay that man. It's common that teams let their players grow into stars, and they tend to not pay them. So just know he's valuable. He's not no Cam Thomas, just shot chucker and all that. He's valuable. He's going to lead. Utah is building their future. They're building their future draft pick by draft pick. So this dude right here, that's y'all's star right there. Y'all got him. Build around him now. You dig what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. This year, 2026, is going to be a big year for this channel. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of videos that aren't what I'm used to be posting, but we're going to go crazy this year. Let me know what y'all think in comments, like, subscribe. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. You feel?